Greetings, I'm Demonac, and it's Arena time. Well, I've already done Mage and Druid since the Gnomes vs. Goblins, or vice versa, expansion came out, so it's definitely time for Shaman. In the expansion, Shaman got some pretty crazy... They got a couple more very strong Windfury minions, which means they have a lot of these things that, if they get to live for a little while, can just totally go crazy and, like, win you the game. So the Illuminator might be interesting if I was a secret type character, but obviously I'm not. It would just be a bland 2-4 for 3 for me. We're probably going to take Knife Juggler because I have totems and stuff, and I can't guarantee I'm going to get the taunt type stuff. In fact, there's less taunt making things relative, like, on a per capita basis. I don't think they added any new neutral give taunt things, or certainly not many, which means that, well, I guess there's the one guy that's random that gives taunt, Windfury, or a bubble, I guess, randomly to each one of your minions. He could give you crazy tauntness, but for the most part, I think I'm better sticking with things that don't require weird, funky combos to go off. Okay, so I could get a Fork Lightning, which is okay at blowing things up. The Acid Ooze is pretty good. There are even more... They add enough weapons that I think you're as likely or more likely to run into weapons than you used to. For example, hunters have a common weapon now. It used to be they only had, like, the rare weapon and the epic weapon, right? So now they have a common one, which means you're much more likely to run into a weapon when you're playing against a hunter. On the other hand, Stormwind Champion would be fat. He's good with totems. I think I'm going to pick him up because I've had a couple runs without good fat stuff. Dust Devil is the crappy old Overload. He's like, yeah, he only costs 1, but with that Overload of 2 and only 1 hit point, he's pretty poor. The new one for Shaman is a 3/2 mech for 2 mana with Windfury and no Overload. It's a death machine. Literally. Do I want the Undertaker? I think that's unreliable. I think as much as Crackle is random, he's going to be more unreliable because in the arena, it's really hard to count on getting that much Death Rattle stuff. It's not like a constructed deck. Crackle is pretty strong, right? It costs 1 more mana than Lightning Bolt, same Overload, but it does plus 0 to 3 damage in addition to what the Lightning Bolt would do. So for would do 1 more mana, and it might do the exact same as a Lightning Bolt, or it might do another up to 3 more damage. Either way, it's pretty good. I think as a Shaman, the Direwolf Alpha is a must. You like him. Spiteful Smith, I don't know if I'm going to get the weapons or not. He's really good with the common or the epic. He's really good with any Shaman weapon because they'll have a lot of uses. But I think I'm going to just take the Yeti. Play it safe. I could have had so many Swamp Oozes now. We'll take 1. I don't have anything against Swamp Ooze, but it's not a very high priority for me. You know what's high priority in the arena or out? Fire Elemental. It's a death machine. That 2/3 stealth guy for 2 is pretty cool, but he's no Fire Elemental. Earth Shock would be really handy. Like, silencing things would be good. On the other hand, the Unbound Elemental is pretty darn good at fighting. Earth Shock, having that silence would be really handy, because there's so many things I'm going to want to silence. But I think I'm going to take the Unbound Elemental instead. I don't much care about the Giant Murloc. It's not a genius. Lord of the Arena is not my favorite. I guess we're going to take Windfury, because, again, throw Windfury on a Fire Elemental, or maybe on one of these guys, and crazy things can happen. So, Baron Rivendare, I just like the Undertaker. I'm not going to count on getting that many Death Rattles. He'd be pretty mediocre. Nozdormu, one of the dumber dragons. I don't see the advantage, so let's go with Illidan Stormrage, because he's cool. So that'll be fun. I don't feel like he's necessarily one of those he comes out and makes you win legends. Although, like many of the higher cost legends, if nothing bad happens to him in the first 5 seconds, he may just come out and make you win. So, Argent Squire, Stormbright Commando, Flying Machine. I don't like any of these things. Flying Machine has built-in Windfury to go with its one attack power. I mean, there's stuff to go with that. He's more Hobgoblin bait, right? If you have the Hobgoblin, he gives all your one attack guys +2/+2. Fine, but I don't like this row at all, actually. I don't want the Argent Squire. It's such a cheap little weak thing. I don't care about having a 1-drop if it's just a 1/1. I guess I'm going to take the Storm Crap Commando. At least he shoots something. Ah, why couldn't one of you guys been in the last row? Because I'd like to have another Crackle, but I think we're going to take a Yeti. There's that Stormforged Axe to go with the guy I didn't take, but it's still better than the Charge Taunt 1/4, and it's definitely better than the 1/1 with built-in Windfury. I don't have stuff to buff my guys very much yet. Here are the guys that need buffs. I do have one Direwolf Alpha, so that gives me a slightly better chance of getting this going. But I think we're going to go with the Twilight Drake. This is a Shaman. I'm maybe like have a reasonable chance of hanging on to cards and making more totems. Try and get this to be another Yeti. So far, I have a lot of Yeti type things, and I like that. Raging Worgen is pretty good, but I don't think I'm going to have the stuff to interact with him. I haven't got any taunt stuff yet other than possible totems. I think we're going to go Darkscale Healer. Reincarnate. Destroy a minion and then return it to life with full health. So you can use this on your opponent's stuff to get rid of buffs you don't like. You can also use it on your own things to take advantage of Death Rattle and full heal them. Or you could use it to double charge. Like you play a guy, charge, reincarnate him, attack again. That's pretty cool. What do I really have, though? I have Battle Cries. I don't have much in the way of Death Rattle. The Death Rattle on the Mechanical Yeti is not even a plus. It's neither an advantage nor a disadvantage. It is both and neither at the same time. It is not a big deal, as far as I'm concerned. I don't have anything that takes advantage of the Reincarnate very well yet, but I do have some fat things. I think I am going to take it to possibly get rid of enemy stuff. Here's the Whirling Zap-O-Matic. This thing, if you play this second turn, your opponent doesn't have a good response, you can do a horrendous amount of damage to them, and then they still probably have to spend something to kill it. It is fantastic. If I had this plus 1 Rock Hammer, whatever that stupid spell is, and you could do 12 damage on turn 3. If this comes out and doesn't immediately die on turn 2. That's not much of a combo, and it's 12 damage to your opponent, and you'd still have this. That said, Windspeaker gives Windfury to something else, which is really good. I mean, I've got one copy of the spell. I've got some fat things, though, where giving them Windfury could generate a lot of damage. I like this thing a lot, but I think I'm better off overall with the Windspeaker. I have a lot of 2-cost stuff, although it's not all necessarily early game. Not early game, not early game, not necessarily early game. So, this little 2-mana spike is a little deceptive, but I think I'm still better off with the Windspeaker. I hate not taking the Whirling Zap-O-Matic. Why couldn't it have come in one of the bad rows? So there's an old-style Lightning Bolt. The Deckhand, I don't have that many weapons. I don't have any pirate stuff. That's not going to be so good. Abusive Sergeant, I didn't take like the egg or anything, but making a totem do the attacking for me is pretty handy. I do really like this guy. Is he as good as a Lightning Bolt for helping kill something? I think I'm going to take him. Take my chances with that. Ancestral Spirit, so I can give something Death Rattle, something that would be a combo with Reincarnate, but that would be a hell of a messed up combo. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's another way to get another fat guy. I do have a lot more battle cry stuff than that kind of stuff. The Arcane Golem could be good for later in the game for killing stuff. Light Warden, probably not so much. I mean, weird things could happen with Healing Totem, but the odds are slim. No, I guess we're going to take Ancestral Spirit anyway. Seems like the thing to do. Okay. Manatide Totem or Defender of Argus? I really like Defender of Argus. I don't have that much taunt, and I have a lot of fat things that would benefit from taunt. So I'm leaning towards this. The Manatide Totem, you've got to protect it somehow. I don't have the stuff for protecting. I have the stuff for smashing. Let's just take that. Okay, you know what? I think the young the injured Blade Master would be cool with some shaman cards. I don't have them. He's good with healing totem, but that's really unreliable. I think the young priestess is a one drop I can get behind. She could help out with my stuff. Oh, this row! Why couldn't you mix them up with some of the other rows? Oh my god! Yeah, I love these guys. These are Yetis. It'd really be helpful to have another. I wish I could trade, like, the Ancestral Spirit, which is a rare, for another copy of the Stormforged Axe, which would be much more useful for me. We're going to take another Yeti. We're just going to have a big 4-mana Clog and hope that wins us the game. You are too fragile, so more 4-mana Clog, I guess. I'm not. The Patriarch is just too bad. He's just not takeable. Haunted Creeper is pretty awesome, but we're going to go with the Ironbeak Owl, because I don't have a lot of silence. I don't have as many, like, killing spells as I would like. See, this is one would be a good combo with the injured Blade Master. But I didn't take him, so who cares? Yes, it could full heal one of my guys and give him taunt, but I have enough weird things that might do that with the Ancestral Spirit and the Reincarnate. And, well, they don't give taunt, but whatever. I'm not taking that. I guess it's another Mechanical Yeti. I could take another Windspeaker, which would be good, but I have so much 4-cost stuff now, and I do really like Ogre Brutes. I have a guy who can give him taunt, potentially. Like, the Windspeaker would be great, but I've got too much stuff there. If I could trade my Gnomish Inventor for him, I would, but no, we're going to take the Ogre. Just based on what the balance of my deck is. Normally, I think I would take the Windspeaker over him, but I've already got two things that give Windfury. I'm fine. I have no secrets for you, so you're kind of weak. I guess it's going to be Mad Bomber. Because I need the early game more than I need Butthole there. Leopardom first turn play is okay, but obviously we're taking Flame Tongue Totem because it is a Flame Tongue Totem. We're getting near the end here. Do I try and mess around with an Acolyte of Pain? Which can obviously be very, very good. And he at least draws one card to replace himself, but I think I better take the Hex instead. Covers my bases more. And stuff I don't really care that much about. I could take him. I mean, getting a one-use off an opponent's weapon will often blow up their weapon. Like a lot of 2-use weapons, they attack with it unexpectedly. You could blow it up, but no, we're gonna take the Young Priestess. I don't have the pirate stuff. So, yet another one where we're gonna see how it goes. I have had a fair chunk of Yetis in some of my other decks in this expansion, and it is a valid question, is 4/5 for 4 anywhere near as awesome as it used to be? I mean, obviously the stats are solid, but there are so many strong 2-mana, 3-mana things with good abilities. Are these Mechanical Yetis really doing me that much good? Especially since I have no stuff that benefits from Max. I don't know, but they still seem like they ought to help.
You asked for it.
They're Mage, so my 2-1 for 1 guys are not going to appreciate that. We're going to pitch the Stormwind Champion. Do we pitch the Drake? I have some cheaper cards. I think we're going to pitch the Yeti. I have lots of Yetis. The Drake is more likely to be good in the starting hand than later. The Stormforged Axe should help, but I'm not sold on the starting hand overall. This guy's not going to help much against the Mage. He just goes out there to draw. I guess I save him and use him for, like, totems later. Yeah. I mean, I could coin out a totem. Whoop-de-doo. I could coin out the Stormforged Axe and then have only 1 mana next turn instead. So, she's shooting me. That's a good sign. It might be hard later, but right now she's not doing anything important, and I'm fine with that. The next turn I should be able to coin out a still fairly large Twilight Drake. Still shooting me. Somebody else got a slow hand. This guy is pretty awesome, but I think I should still coin out the Drake. Because I can play a Yeti next turn. Yeah. In a pretty good place. I could play next turn. I could either play a Yeti or I could go Unbound and Abusive Sergeant. That would work pretty well too. So what is this mage? This mage is going to start doing something at some point.
The end is coming!
A Doomsayer. Well, you don't see that every day. So, if I crackle him, even if it does the minimum 3 damage, I can guaranteed finish it with the Twilight Drake. So that's probably what's going to happen. If I got lucky and it did 5 damage, then I could drop the Stormforged Axe, finish him, and actually do some damage. So yeah, let's crackle that guy. 3, yeah. It's not especially useful. I can't Abusive Sergeant. I can't abuse this healing totem enough to do the job, so we're just going to hit that. And that being the case, we're going to make a totem. That Doomsayer is so messed up. He stopped an attack for her, so he stopped 4 damage, but she hasn't gotten anything going yet. Is she trying to do a crazy Medivh deck like I ran into and constructed that time? The answer, I mean, that card would be Medivh's Echo, the 4-mana mage spell that just whatever minions you have in play, it gives you a copy of each of them in your hand. That's super strong in the arena, but we're not going to see someone drop like multiple Moltens as a combo with it. The way I ran into that one time. So, let's see. I could kill that guy. I would still be like spending all my attacks killing that guy, pretty much. On the other hand, killing that guy and playing a Yeti seems pretty good, so we're going to do that. I even got the healing totem to help it replenish. I have quite an army. I had the coins, so she's not going to flame strike me this turn. Blizzard would be pretty effective. Cone of Cold, stop them from attacking. Really? He was waiting for... So frustrating. So frustrating. Yeah, what am I going to do about that BS? I'll explain why she was sitting back not doing much, but what the hell? Now, I think whatever I'm going to do, I'm going to want to play the Abusive Sergeant in order to take that out, because that's quite possibly a thing. A mirror entity.
Get in there! Fight, maggot!
It is! Congratulations on your new 2-1. We're going to kill that. That hurt a lot. So let's... Darkscale Healer will get this up to 4. It'll actually heal up to 5 from the healing totem. I think that's pretty decent. If I get Flame Struck, it will still be unpleasant. But she'd have to trade her guys at least, so... As bad as it would be, it's not the end of the world. And hopefully mages should have fewer Flame Strikes in the arena, because there are so many more cards they could be getting that are not Flame Strikes. It just slightly reduces the odds. It is still a common spell, obviously. So they certainly could get 5 of them, the way I could have had 5 Acidic Swamp Oozes. That looks like not a Flame Strike. Yes. I like the fact that it is not a Flame Strike. Okay, so you're taking those guys out. Defender of Argus, well, that's interesting. Because that means she would get Taunt and become useful. This would be able to kill one of these dudes. Yes. I could still play my Unbound, which I don't know if is a good idea. I think I might want to get this axe out and start doing things with it. She's been ravaging my minions, something fierce. So, here's the thing. This could kill him, so I take one less damage, but if it kills him, technically it survives. So I guess I should go that way, shouldn't I? I don't think it's worth reincarnating anything. I was thinking of, like, reincarnating her before I got him, but, yeah, it's not very useful.
Elements guide me.
Obviously, she can just shoot that if she wants, but then she'd still have to get through this. She can't hit this for 5, shoot it, and shoot this in the same turn. Though, of course, there are flame strikes. Yeah. Not helping. Oh, she's got the arcane missile. No! God damn it. It could have been worse, I guess. But it was pretty bad. I won't lie. But I will start dropping more crazy bombs. She's got pretty high health. I don't have any other weapons. I think I'm going to hang on to my exciting 2 damage swings. Another flame strike after I talked about the likelihood of there being fewer. No, that is not another flame strike. That guy is kind of bad news, though. He would benefit more from the reincarnate than my guys would, that's for sure. Now, I could play him to shoot that off. I'd still have to trade some serious dudes to get rid of that 7. So probably, I don't know, do I go offense instead? It's going to be weird.
I've got a huge gun.
I think we're going to make it totem, see what I get. Taunt? No, that is not taunt. Yeah, these guys, I don't have enough damage out there to take him out particularly well, so I think I'm not going to for now. I'm going to attack them too, because suddenly I'm in a race and it's not a good race. Now, Flame Strike now, and it would be pretty much game over. Blizzard, hey, close enough. That's probably pretty much game over. You can just keep beating me with this. My army's not going to recover soon enough. You're gonna Frostbolt him, get us both a spare part. Yeah, I got armor plating. Whatever she got is probably better than armor plating. Not good. Got something useful? No, I'm pretty doomed. That last turn might have been good. He's a little bit on the late side now. Well, it's better than nothing. Guess I'm going to save my attack there. So, wow. Raise the stakes a little.
What we do.
Yeah. Also not helping. Awesome. So the question is there any way that I can reincarnate this guy and then still hit him for 4? The problem being that my guys will mostly die. Because if I reincarnate him, this can hit him for another 2, I could hit him, I'd be very close to dead, and almost certainly doomed, but I could get rid of that, so I think we're going to try it.
What to do?
Actually, I don't have to hit him personally if I armor plate this thing. So let's do that. Bye-bye, Force Tank. Stealth that. And we pretty much put everything out now, because I'm almost certainly dead anyway. Almost certainly dead anyway, but if we're going to even remotely give it a shot, might as well play all the guys. Yeah, she's got a better replacement army than I did, because she has a lot more cards. Ancestral Spirit, that is not helping enough right now. Not even remotely. Yeah. Not even remotely. I guess that makes that last longer, though, doesn't it? What the hell? I should probably stab this, because that's one less kill on that thing.
Guide me.
It's a pretty sad state of affairs. My comeback potential is 0. Oh, and she's drawing extra cards because she needed them. Yay! Like I said, comeback potential 0. Yeah. Well, that game didn't go too well. I don't know if that does say anything about my deck or not. But I'm starting to wonder if, like, the 4-cost death machines are quite the same as they used to be. Well, we're going to keep trying with them next time. If you enjoyed this, please activate the like button. And don't forget to subscribe to Demonet Games for more Hearthstone Arena and other gaming videos.